Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been tirelessly engaging in a global campaign for peace since the onset of the conflict with Russia. His international visits, speeches at global forums and diplomatic efforts all point towards a singular goal: ending the war and securing a just and lasting peace for Ukraine. Zelensky's unwavering commitment to dialogue and diplomacy, even amidst the devastation and suffering in his country, has earned him admiration and respect on the world stage. He has addressed parliaments, met with world leaders, and appealed directly to global audiences, highlighting the plight of the Ukrainian people and calling for an end to the violence. His message has been clear and consistent. Peace is the only path forward, and it requires a united global response. President Zelensky's recent visit to the Philippines marks a significant step in his global campaign for peace. The Philippines, a Southeast Asian nation with a complex history and its own set of geopolitical considerations, might seem like an unconventional choice for such a high-profile diplomatic mission. However, a closer look reveals the strategic rationale behind Zelensky's decision to engage with this key player in the Indo-Pacific region. The Philippines, under the leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has been grappling with its own set of foreign policy challenges, particularly in navigating its relationships with both the United States and China. By engaging with Manila, Zelensky aims to build bridges with a nation that occupies a strategically important position in the region and can amplify Ukraine's message on the global stage. President Zelensky's diplomatic overtures towards the Philippines highlight his pragmatic approach to international relations. Recognizing the Philippines' unique geopolitical position and its own set of national interests, Zelensky has carefully tailored his message to resonate with the Filipino government and people. Rather than adopting a confrontational stance or making unrealistic demands, Zelensky has focused on finding common ground and building bridges of understanding. He has also highlighted the global implications of the conflict in Ukraine, stressing that it is not just a regional issue, but a threat to the rules-based international order that underpins global peace and security. This approach reflects Zelensky's astute understanding of the need to build broad-based support for Ukraine's cause by appealing to the shared interests and values of nations across the globe. The Philippines' relationship with Russia adds another layer of complexity to Zelensky's diplomatic outreach. While Manila has traditionally maintained cordial ties with Moscow, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine has put a strain on this relationship. The Philippines, along with the vast majority of UN member states, has condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine and called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. However, the Philippines has also been cautious in its response to the crisis, refraining from imposing sanctions on Russia or providing lethal military aid to Ukraine. Zelensky's visit to Manila presents an opportunity to engage in frank and open discussions with the Filipino leadership about the implications of the conflict in Ukraine and the importance of upholding the rules-based international order. The United States, a long-standing ally of both Ukraine and the Philippines, plays a crucial role in shaping the geopolitical dynamics surrounding Zelensky's visit to Manila. Washington has been a staunch supporter of Ukraine since the beginning of the conflict, providing billions of dollars in military and humanitarian aid and rallying international condemnation of Russia's actions. However, the U.S. is also mindful of the Philippines' delicate balancing act between Washington and Beijing, and has been careful not to pressure Manila into taking sides in the great power competition. The U.S. has welcomed Zelensky's diplomatic outreach to the Philippines, seeing it as an opportunity to strengthen ties with a key partner in the Indo-Pacific and build a united front against Russian aggression. The U.S. recognizes that the Philippines, like many other countries in the region, is wary of being caught in the middle of a great power rivalry and is keen to maintain its strategic autonomy. The international community's response to the conflict in Ukraine has been a mixed bag, reflecting the complex geopolitical landscape and the divergent interests of various actors. While the vast majority of UN member states have condemned Russia's invasion and called for a peaceful resolution, the level of support for Ukraine has varied significantly. Western countries, led by the United States and its European allies, have imposed unprecedented sanctions on Russia, provided substantial military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine, and rallied international condemnation of Moscow's actions. However, other countries, particularly those with close ties to Russia, or those wary of antagonizing Moscow, have been more reluctant to take a strong stance. This divergence in response highlights the challenges facing Zelensky in his quest for peace. President Zelensky's proposal for a peace conference, potentially hosted by the Philippines, holds both promise and challenges. On the one hand, it offers a platform for dialogue and diplomacy, providing an opportunity for all parties involved in the conflict to come together and seek a negotiated settlement. The involvement of a neutral third party like the Philippines could help to facilitate discussions and build trust among the parties. However, significant challenges remain. Russia has shown little willingness to engage in meaningful negotiations, and its recent actions suggest that it is intent on pursuing a military victory rather than a diplomatic solution. Despite these challenges, the pursuit of a negotiated settlement remains the most viable path to ending the conflict and achieving a lasting peace. The outcome of the conflict in Ukraine will have profound implications for the country's future. A Russian victory would be a devastating blow to Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, potentially leading to the installation of a puppet regime and the loss of significant territory. Conversely, a Ukrainian victory, while unlikely in the near term, would represent a historic triumph over aggression and a reaffirmation of the country's right to self-determination. However, even in the event of a Ukrainian victory, the country will face significant challenges in rebuilding its economy, infrastructure, and social fabric. The international community will need to play a crucial role in supporting Ukraine's reconstruction and development, providing financial assistance, technical expertise, and humanitarian aid. The conflict in Ukraine has exposed the limitations of the existing global security architecture and highlighted the urgent need for reform. The UN Security Council, paralyzed by Russia's veto power, has proven ineffective in addressing the crisis. This has led to calls for reform of the UN system, including expanding the Security Council and revisiting the veto power of permanent members. The conflict has also underscored the importance of multilateralism and the need for collective action in addressing global challenges. The international community must seize this opportunity to rethink and revitalize global diplomacy, strengthening international institutions, promoting dialogue and cooperation, and upholding the rules-based international order. Despite the ongoing violence and the seemingly insurmountable challenges, President Zelensky's unwavering commitment to dialogue and diplomacy offers a beacon of hope amidst the darkness of conflict. His willingness to engage with all parties, even those with whom he profoundly disagrees, demonstrates his belief in the power of diplomacy to bridge divides and find common ground. Zelensky's approach serves as a reminder that even in the most intractable conflicts, dialogue remains an essential tool for de-escalation, confidence building, and ultimately finding a peaceful resolution. His efforts should inspire other world leaders to prioritize diplomacy over military solutions and to invest in the institutions and mechanisms that facilitate dialogue and cooperation. The pursuit of peace is a long and arduous journey, often fraught with setbacks and disappointments. However, as President Zelensky has shown, it is a journey worth taking, for the sake of Ukraine, for the region, and for the future of global peace and security. President Zelensky's leadership during the conflict in Ukraine has already secured his place in history. His courage, resilience, and unwavering commitment to his people have inspired admiration and respect worldwide. Regardless of the outcome of the conflict, Zelensky's legacy will be forever intertwined with Ukraine's struggle for freedom, democracy, and self-determination. His leadership has galvanized the Ukrainian people, uniting them in their resistance to aggression and their determination to build a better future for their country. The choices he makes in the days and months ahead will have far-reaching consequences for his country and for the world. His legacy will be shaped by his ability to navigate the challenges ahead, secure a just and lasting peace, and lead Ukraine towards a brighter future.